Alright guys, so the easiest way to do it is by simply getting a spare ball. So when you get a spare ball, you're still gonna see a minimal amount of hook, but it's gonna take the reaction out of play. The ball's gonna go straight, and it's gonna be the easiest way to achieve a straight shot to spares. So if you are not using a spare ball, or you want your spare ball to go straighter, there are two main components that you need to change, and that is the rotation and taking out some reps of the ball. So now we're gonna show you how to take some reps out of the ball and how to straighten your release so you have minimum rotation. Alright guys, so we are going to get into the one-step drill. We're gonna get in like the normal one-step drill position. And earlier in the other video, when we talk about increasing your rep rate, we talk about how to have like your fingers underneath the equator to increase your rep rate. So here we're gonna do the opposite. We're gonna have our fingers above the equator, and that's dramatically gonna decrease our rep rate, and it's gonna help us to have a straight ball. So now that we took out the reps, now we're gonna talk about their rotation. So if you have no rotation, you're gonna have no hook. So combining no rotation with no reps, the ball is literally gonna go dead straight. So now that you can shoot straight at your spares, one key is your alignment. So now that there is no hook, no anything, you really gotta focus on aligning yourself to your target. For example, if you have like a 10 pin, you gotta make sure your shoulders and your body is leaning towards that 10 pin. Or if you are shooting like a 7 pin, you gotta make sure your shoulders and your body is leaning, it's aiming towards that 7 pin. So because your ball is, again, it's gonna go straight, so you gotta literally draw a straight line to your spares. It can get a little boring. Like let's say if you want to become a better spare shooting, like shooting at 10 pins, the whole practice session might not be as appealing. So I'm going to show you my favorite challenge that can make your practice a little bit more entertaining while also improving your game. Alright, so the first challenge that I like to do at practice are spare cycles. So the spare cycles are simply a way of shooting different spare combinations that you are gonna encounter. So the way it works, first you're gonna go with the pins in the back row. That means 7, 8, 9, and 10. Then you're gonna move up to 6 and 10 and 4, 7. And lastly, you're gonna go to the 3, 6, 10 and the bucket. And then if you complete all those, that means you completed one spare cycle. Usually in a practice session, I like to set the goal of doing 3 cycles without missing, and then that's gonna be like a great practice session for me when I'm working on my spares, and it's gonna add up that kind of like pressure that you kind of feel in competitions, because I mean if I miss that 3, 6, 10, it's gonna make me to start all over again. Challenge that I like to do, it's a little bit a more fun one. It's called low ball. So the goal of this game or challenge is simply score as low as possible without getting 0 or throwing it in the gutter. So in this game, if you throw it in the gutter on the first ball, it's gonna count as a strike, or if you get 0 on the second ball, it's gonna count as a spare. So the goal here is ideally you will wanna get the 7 clean and the 10 clean. So this challenge is great if you wanna fine-tune your accuracy. Like if you want to get better at getting splits or simply being as sharp as you can be, as accurate as you can be, this is going to force you to do it. It's also a fun way to enjoy your practice and challenge yourself and simply competing against the scoreboard. Alright guys, so there you go. Thank you so much for watching. These are great tips that you can try out on your next practice session. Please let us know in the comments what other videos would you like us to make, what other things would you like to see on the channel. Thanks again, and we'll see you on the next video.